Okay, so in this session, I'm just going to go over the process of booting up a SageMaker notebook. So all the notebooks are in AWS and it's on the development account at the moment. This will be the same for the production account when it eventually hits production. But anyway, I thought I'd put this together because some people want to use it in development. So click on the left. You should see RACQ.aws. So just open that up. Hopefully you're already assigned to the appropriate Active Directory groups, and hopefully you see something under this account number ending in 310. Select this one, then just sign in. And so what we're going to be using is service catalog. So if you type in service catalog at the top, it should come up. Okay, so when you go to service catalog, if you look at products, you should see AWS SageMaker Notebook instances, and you should see my name or my email address there. Just click it and just click launch product. Now you can name the notebook however you like, just choose something unique, or you can just let it generate a name for you. Then down here, this first thing, just ignore this bit. The second one is you can choose how powerful you want the machine to be. Obviously, the more powerful machine that you choose, it's more expensive to run overall. So if you're just starting out, just stick with the T3 medium. But later on, when you're actually running data, you can go through this whole process again and then spin up something more powerful. And then here, just choose a unique name for your SageMaker notebook. So something like your username. Okay, the rest you can just leave as defaults. And then just click the launch product at the bottom. And then it will start to set up the permissions and the notebook instance for you. So this notebook is pretty basic. It's just a vanilla SageMaker notebook instance. It shouldn't have internet access. It should have all of the standard SageMaker libraries. It has access to very limited S3 buckets, so we'll go over that in a moment. And it also has a idle detection. So these SageMaker notebooks are charged based on uptime. So the longer that these notebooks are running, the more costly it is. So there's just a script that will detect after about 30 minutes of inactivity, then the SageMaker notebooks will automatically shut down. Okay, and you'll actually just have to go in and boot it up again. I'll show you where to do that also. Okay, so while this is running, it normally takes about anywhere up to about 5 minutes, I think. So you'll just need to wait for this to run. Once it's done, at the bottom here, you should see a whole bunch of URLs or links to click on to log into the notebook. But while we wait, I'll show you the SageMaker page. So if you type in SageMaker, Amazon SageMaker, open another page, and if we click on notebook instances, then you can see here, I've got the notebook that I created. It's got a prefix of dev decision intelligence. It's got my name, my username, and the name of the notebook. And you can just see it's in pending status at the moment. So it's in the process of being booted up. Now, as I said, after 30 minutes, if you haven't been using your notebook, it will automatically shut down. And to boot it back up, you'll actually have to come back to SageMaker, go into images, notebook instances, find your instance. Say if it was this one, then you just need to go over here and click start again. and then that will start the instance up again for you. Okay. What else? Okay, so I mentioned that this has very limited permissions at the moment. So let me click here. Okay, so this is the configuration settings of the notebook, and here's the role that's attached to this notebook, and this should tell you what permissions it has at the moment. So the bit that's of most importance is down here. So at the moment, it's been configured to have read access to that S3 location. And then it has read and write access, and looks like I need to correct that. That looks incorrect. I'll correct that before we release that. But you'll find that this one, where you see put object, you should have access. It should be this bucket. So RACQ, S3 dev, the count number, descent int, analytics, app data, master, and -sm for SageMaker. Okay, so just for, I guess, development purposes and exploration, for the moment, just leave your data in this location. Okay, so you can upload it into that location. Let's bring up that S3 bucket. And if you put in that bucket name, it's here. And so you'll have a bucket where you can put your data in here. All right. So if we go back to SageMaker, let's go back. You can see that it's in service now. That means it was booted up. And then if we just refresh this page, this service catalog page again, you can see that now it says it's available. At the bottom, you can see various links. The main ones of interest really are the last three. So examples, the notebook URL, and the lab URL. So if you clicked on one of them, so I just clicked on the notebook URL. So this takes you to the Jupyter notebook. Okay. The other two links, this one goes to examples and this one goes to the lab. Okay, so this one didn't actually work with examples. Okay, here. Okay, so here is Jupyter Lab, and here's the examples, if you want to look through any examples. Okay, other than that, that's about it. A few things to note. So when you are done with your notebook instance, like if you've completed your project, you don't need it anymore, it's nice if you could go in under Service Catalog, click on Provision Products, just ignore this one. Then you can see that you've spun up a SageMaker notebook. Then you can click it under Actions. You should be able to terminate it. And this will just delete the instance. Okay. So on this note, I'd advise anyone that's working within these SageMaker notebooks and any work in general to always make sure that your work is saved elsewhere. So in a code repository of sort, either in Stash, or if you want, you can use code commit in this account. So if you want to create a repository, keep all your code here. But yeah, just try not to keep anything of importance, any of your important code stored on these notebook instances, because at some point these notebooks are probably going to get blown away, especially in this development environment. In production, less likely, but yeah, just keep that in mind. Okay, so here you can see that it's shutting down, and once it's in a stopped state, then we don't really get charged anymore. So you can, in the future, just go back to this page again, SageMaker notebook instances, find your notebook, click start, and then you should be able to access your notebook again. Okay, cool. Thanks.